Other ways we can secure a wireless network. We actually have a couple of these on the screen here. First, whenever you get a wireless router, it's going to come with some defaults, and one of the defaults is going to be the name, the SSID. You want to make sure you change it. To give you a real-life example, I could probably go into any neighborhood, turn on a wireless scanner, and half of what I see is going to be Netgear this and Linksys that. And if no one has changed the SSID, which is short for Service Set Identifier, chances are they haven't changed the default password either, because these wireless networks come with a default password. So if we can look up the default password, which, by the way, is really easy to do on a search engine, anybody can basically bust into the network. So what do we do here? Number one, we change the SSID. Whatever the default is, change it. Make it something unique. Secondly, if you really want to secure this, especially if you're in a high security environment, you're going to want to not enable the SSID broadcast. This means that anybody who wants to connect to your wireless network has to know what the SSID is. They won't just see it when they go to scan for your wireless networks, at least not in most cases. So that's an option that you might want to consider doing. Another way you can secure a wireless network is limit which devices can get on the network. To show you this example, I'm going to click Attach Devices. And I'll log back in here. And so we see we have 3 attached devices to this wireless network. Now maybe these are the only attached devices we want to allow to this wireless network. So a way in which we can restrict which devices appear on this network is through what we call MAC filtering. Every device that connects to a network has a unique hardware address on its network interface card, or NIC for short. We can take this list, and if we decide we want these to be the only MAC addresses allowed on this wireless network, we can find the area in the wireless router that actually controls all this. And by the way, in this one, there's a link for access control, so we'll click it. And we can decide to allow these different devices. In order for that to work, we have to turn on access control. And then within this, you can decide whether to allow all new devices to connect or block new devices from connecting. And then from here, you can view lists of allowed devices or blocked devices. You can also go in and add devices and manually type in a MAC address that you're going to allow. Now, as you can see, and probably figure out, this is a good way to limit who can connect to your wireless network if you have a small wireless network. The advantage is you can really pick and choose who's allowed on your network. But the disadvantage is, once your network gets pretty large, it's really tough to manage this. So MAC filtering is really not a good option if you have, let's just say, more than about 5 or 10 devices that you want to have on your wireless network. Never mind the fact that you might be in a situation to where you do block new devices from connecting, you forget that you've done that, and then you spend half an hour trying to connect something like a new device, only to realize, oh, wait a second, I turned on MAC filtering. That's another disadvantage. MAC filtering is best used in very small wireless networks. That being said, it's a really good way to secure small wireless networks because you really take control over who you allow in here. Finally, one thing to guard against with MAC filtering is this. If somebody's got a MAC spoofing device, meaning that they can take your MAC address and spoof it as if it's your device, but in reality it's their device borrowing your MAC address, stealing your MAC address, then the MAC filtering just doesn't work as well. But there's other mechanisms you can put into place to guard against that.